All right, here we have a smaller gold pan. You have riffles kind of different on each side there, different for what type of classification that you're trying to pan through. Vials for to put your gold in after you clean it all up. Pans come in also many different sizes, all the way up to 15-inch and bigger. You have your scoops for scoop pay dirt.
Pay dirt. Where did that come from? Is that I just realized that comes from gold mining, right?
Well, any kind of mining, like even copper or anything like that, if the material you're mining through is rich in it, that's called pay dirt.
Okay. I love that. I just realized where that came from.
But we also have squirters to move the lighter material away from the gold, because gold is naturally heavier.
Okay.
Have some jet dry. This is basically to create some to break the surface tension whenever you're panning, because sometimes any little oils or anything will make the smaller gold pieces float. And then over here, kind of got some pay dirt here.
And then he said this is from British Columbia, and it's, what did he call it, high yield?
High yield. High yield means there should be a good amount of gold in there.
All right. Well, this is exciting. Thank you so much. So lesson 1 is complete.
You gotta watch though, because whenever you pick up, yeah, it'll pick up other stuff. So you always kind of want to release in the pan, and then just kind of gently, without touching a lot of stuff. There you go. There you go.
That's a kind
When you get a chance, I want you to introduce yourself and tell me how you got into this and your
I'm
name.
Brandy, and I took my husband on our honeymoon to a gold mine. And we've been coming back ever since, multiple times a year.
Well, that is just perfect. And Brandy is going to make me a necklace from my findings after I get enough.
I have some garnets.
Oh, pretty. Beautiful. I love your ring.
Little bottle.
You putting those in mine? Oh, thank you. Here's my little bottle. I love it. I'm putting it. I want to just make that a necklace. My whole little
That's
bottle.
why I got those little bottles that you can put your little stones in.
And I have them
You super
too.
glue it, and I can put a little screw eyelet on the top of it, and I have chains and everything that we can make it. So come down.
Chains
I want to take
and
your
herbs.
mind off of things. We'll
And-
make
and
some
herbs,
stuff
right?
and mine for gold.
And Brandy will be here until Saturday to help y'all. If you want to come, just get a break from all the trauma that everybody's going through and come out here. Just get some air, bring the kids to do something to a tree instead of to a screen.
Yeah.
Because that's a good thing. Thank you, Brandy.
Work for it.
You worked hard for it.
Well, everybody, it's been a team effort, that's for sure.
That is beautiful.
I mean, it's a
So
learning
could
thing.
you melt all that to, like, say you had twice that amount, could you melt it and make a little, like make a little piece of jewelry with it or something like that?
Definitely. You can make jewelry, you can print pictures on it. I got a buddy that started gold mining for
Heaviest concentrated, it's not as important to go to maybe where the bottom is, but since gold is the heaviest thing that it sits in there with, even scooping out of here, you want to kind of get down at the bottom, maybe in the middle, get you a nice big scoop. There you go. I'm going to find some gold, and that should have a good sample size in it. So now if you want to carry it over to the paneling station, we'll go see what we can do. That's where the magnet's at too.
All right, nice little scooper.
Serious gold.
We can. And then that's when
There you go. Got you hooked now.
I hand-picked this scoop.
There you go.
This one's going to be good.
Okay, so now what do we do?
So, since we're painting into another pan so we don't lose anything,
Uh-huh.
dip that in there.
in this pan.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. Get some water in your pan, cover the whole thing.
Cover everything.
It's hard to
ma'am.
find
And then
gold
shake it.
without the water because it doesn't shine like you want it to
Okay.
unless it's wet.
Now, what she just put in that pan was dry, right?
Correct.
So what if she is got the river? This is what she'd be starting with right here.
Exactly.
More water and then shake everything. Shake it like crazy, like earthquake.
And you can pour bottled water in
The
there.
whole thing. See how
You
the
don't
pan's
have to
moving
use
and
the
it looks
river
like the
water.
material
You can
stands
use
still?
bottled
Yeah.
water if you're in a place where you're concerned.
Okay.
What I do from here
Uh-huh.
is use my riffle side. I shake it like this and then I start dragging back the top heavy stuff. Put a little water and then I kind of wash it, look at it, and then huck it in there.
Oh,
right?
okay.
No gold, no nuggies, no pickers. Because there's a lot of material in this pan.
Uh-huh.
So, a couple of big ones off the top. They're just going to slow you down panning. Boom, bang, boom. Keep doing that. And then start your process of ripping off the top layer.
What you're really letting happen here is you can see as the water rushes on there and then comes back off, it takes the top layer of dirt with it. And since the gold's heavier than everything else, again, gravity is something you have to remember. The whole process is all about gravity because you're sinking that gold to the bottom. With every time that water goes up, it's drenching that, and then when he turns it back and stratifies it again, it's just helping it find its way back to the bottom. And then he's going to start taking the top layer of dirt off again.
And stratifying, you want to explain?
Stratifying is basically just jostling it around to where all those particles of dirt and sand and mud just starts to liquefy and come up and become part of the water. And when it comes up, the gold goes down because it's heavier. Again, it's all about gravity.
And this is where I shake it, right?
Shake it back and forth.
Like this.
And now you want to start to try to take that top layer of dirt off again.
Shook some more gold down to the bottom. That heavier stuff starting to fall, and then we're going to get rid of the dirt that's on top that doesn't have the gold.
Oh, okay.
A little more
then
water
we get
there.
water?
I want you to keep holding on to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to help you.
Okay.
And you're going to go forward and then backward.
Oh, okay.
See how that's doing that?
Yes.
And the more you can get to, there you go.
Is that called? Does that have a name? That's not sluicing, is it?
Gold panning.
That's
Well,
panning.
panning, just
That's
panning.
panning. Yeah.
That's where
What
gold
is-
mining starts and ends. It's
Okay.
gold panning.
And all
no
you
matter
need is
how you recover it.
and whatever you have, the pan. That's all you need.
So you
You
tilt
can-
it more, or
You can
what do
tilt it a little bit more. Yep. But you want that water to come back to about this
Oh,
far.
okay.
There you go. And then tilt it a little bit more as you bring it out.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You see how it's taking a little bit of that dirt with it every time?
And then every so often,
You want to get some water in there
flat,
and
shake it again.
jostle it around.
Like this.
Yep.
But
So
not
now
that
you're-
much.
Left
So
and
now
right.
you're bringing the
Side to
dirt
side,
all
side to
back
side.
in your pan,
correct.
and any gold that was on the top is now going to sink down into the bottom of the pan.
I was just helping.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
cool. No, because so you're doing it pretty hard then.
Yeah, you can. The
Trying
gold,
to get that
here's
gold
the
to
thing
sink
about
to the
gold,
bottom.
It wants to stay in your pan.
Oh,
It don't want
okay.
to leave. It's going to go to the bottom. So you
Oh,
can
okay.
be kind of rough with it.
Yeah, it ain't a pan of eggs.
Ah. Okay, and then you.
And you're going to start taking that top layer off again by going frontwards and backwards in the water.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Perfect. Very nice.
Once you know how to do this, it looks like it would be pretty relaxing.
It's so relaxing.
And see, you can start seeing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see gold already. Yeah.
Every morning. Usually works, you know.
Well, I want to do one of those pan. I want to pan myself where I go today for sure.
Get you a pro by the end of the day.
So take it back again.
Yep, knock it all back in there.
So when do you
That
use
gold
this
to the
magnet
bottom.
thing that I'm so fascinated by?
I
This in the
don't-
prescription bottle
I
and
don't
magnet.
use magnets.
No, because some people do it to try and like.
So there's even magnets with like a little button you push and you like put it in and then you put it over here and you release it and it just drops all into like a bucket or a pan. But I just
That's
pan
just to help
myself.
Yeah,
sort through the
right?
materials.
Yes,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
sort through the
It's a
material.
faster way if you
Still
can't
doing
pan
it
it all
right?
out.
Yeah, you sure are.
I can just pan it through it.
You really only have to stratify like that for a couple seconds. That gold falls pretty quick and you can go back to taking the
back.
top layer off.
Okay.
like it.
Was that
It's
too
so,
much?
it's so scary. It must take
But the
you a while to
gold's
get
heavy,
confidence.
remember? And when you shake it like that, you're shaking it through all the little gravels and stuff down to the bottom of your pan.
That's right.
So then when you're doing that motion and that dirt's coming off the top, that's your non-gold bearing dirt. That, 'cause
okay.
you just shook the gold down.
And the incredibly smart thing about panning into another pan, these are called your tailings, the stuff that's left over. But if you re-pan your tailings, sometimes you'll find some gold that you missed.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's smart to do that. Or pan into a bucket or a tub or something like that, and then you can just re-pan that stuff at your leisure, you know?
I've
But
saved-
don't pan into your sink or your tub in your home.
Yeah.
Dirt clogs.
I used to save buckets of buckets of buckets of black sands, and my mother-in-law put them on her rose bushes.
Oh, no kidding. I bet that made the color pop. Yeah. Can't believe I
This
just
is
said
where you
color
shake?
pop. Yeah, come on. Interior design.
And then tilt it further, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you just keep doing it until you get it down. You want to start to pick out those bigger rocks if you can.
Okay.
Just because they're going to just be in your way. Just toss them down in the pan.
Okay.
There you go.
And
Yeah, you can wash them
rinse them
off.
off,
That's
yeah.
smart.
okay, so now do it again, right?
Yep. And you can sit down if you need to.
It's actually
Yeah, it's easier. to
it's
see.
easier standing.
I was sitting down too. I was like, oh, it's just a little.
Okay, so now
You can
do it again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to leave it about now. Okay.
Tony, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate you both coming
No.
down and doing this.
It was my pleasure.
It's up, right?
This is my first event like this. So I was
Well, you better watch out because your group is growing fast
I
today.
was just looking at how many people's joined today.
I'm probably gonna join those group once again.
I haven't either.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Just tell me what the name is whenever I get it.
I will. Swannanoa Gold.
This is going to grow into something big. You've created something great. I'm
Right, a
proud.
reminder.
I'm proud to be here on day one.
That's
You
how some
know?
of the coolest gold clubs are formed.
Well, this is going to be the coolest. Because it was formed out of darkness, finding light,
Yes.
We're up to
Finding
74
gold out
members
of
now.
debris.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be
The
one.
sun always
I know.
comes
I
back out
know.
after the
Friends with
storm.
Swannanoa, and they blew up.
Okay, so what do I do?
So now
Exactly
you're
that.
gonna do your
Do the
little
same thing again?
in the water there.
It's amazing how the texture and everything is changing of
Yeah,
what's
you'll
left in
notice-
there.
Yes.
That your sand starts to turn black the farther you get down. The blacker your sand will turn. And that's
So-
magnetite and hematite.
Go ahead.
Give it a good shake.
So
This way.
while they're doing
ma'am.
that, Tony, somebody
Right, and kinda
earlier
lean it
had
forward.
gold
So
that
if
was
it's leaning towards
coated
me,
in
right, you shake it
mercury.
like this.
What happened? How does that
The gold's
happen?
gonna slide and
it's-
then.
Here, I'll
Oh,
come
yes,
over.
that's what you said. It's gonna
So-
stick.
So it's mercury is not a very approved way to mine for gold. It's not good for the environment. Basically, what happens is you can put mercury in a big pile of dirt that's got gold in it, and instead of having to do this, the gold will come and stick to the mercury.
Okay.
But then you have to burn the mercury off, and that creates some really bad fumes.
That sounds very toxic.
It's very it's so toxic that even one breath of it can change your ability to breathe.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
just
I'm
one
thinking
breath.
I'm thinking like mercury and fish. Like pregnant women can't even eat
Right,
fish
it's that
anymore.
stuff that used to be in the old timey thermometers, the silver stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
and gold just is magnetic to it. You know, gold's not magnetic, but with mercury they just bind together. So it is a amazingly effective way to pull gold out of the soil, but you have to get it back off there by burning it off, and it's just horrible
Yeah.
for people and the planet.
Yeah, and that's usually the case. If it's bad for one, it's bad for the other
Yeah,
because
there
we're
you
kind of one
One
organism.
in an organism, we're
Yeah.
symbiote. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what that is.
So what what made you get into this? Like, I know you're from here, but you weren't into it until you left. So what made you get into
A
this?
friend of mine's contacted me and asked me if I wanted to buy some of his pay dirt that he sells. He's in Cincinnati, and I tried it and kind of got hooked on that the first time I turned it back and saw that beautiful gold smile on that pan. That's what we call it, a gold smile, because it's in a little bitty half circle. But I was hooked, and this is my first time being able to actually come to a mine, though, because I live in Kentucky and there's no gold in Kentucky.
But there's mountains.
There is mountains, but there's the glacial teal from up north that pushed the gold down didn't make it as far as Kentucky, and the volcanic stuff that happened here that caused the gold didn't make it as far west as Kentucky. So it just happens to sit right there in a spot where there's no, geological events that would cause gold. Don't get me wrong, it's way down there in the lava and stuff,
Right.
but it's just never made its way to the surface.
It's fascinating
It is.
that it's here and not so close.
Right.
Where is the stopping point of the gold?
Well, it's always going to travel south, for the most part. By and large, it's going to travel south because that's the direction everything's flowing. And it's heavy, so it's going to travel faster. It's usually at the front end of that teal that is pushing, but it takes big events to move a large amount, and that's why this thing here in Swannanoa, I mean, there's going to be people probably trying to make a fortune off this flood for a long, long time, and I just hope that the locals stake their claims to their properties and get the most out of what they've got sitting in their own backyard before any big companies come in here and start trying to, mine that stuff, because they will.
So
They
what
will.
about the area that you're talking about, the flood area?
Mm-hmm.
My camera work is not good there. I just moved my whole camera.
You're fine.
So let me start over so I can edit this. So in the flood area that you know of, how much of that is this gold?
It's gonna be if this was the flood plain, if this was the path of the flood, then the gold is going to be along the edge on both sides, and anywhere where there's a bend, it's going to really collect along that inside bend in that first turn, and anywhere that gold that water kind of swirled up and slowed down, that's what we call a honey hole. That's where gold's going to fall out too. Or if you find a spot where there's a whole lot of rounded rocks, we call it cobble, that means that those rocks fell out of the water all at one spot right there, and that's a pretty good indication that heavy things were falling out of the water right there when the waters were heavy. Now they were seeded, so it might be hard to spot where this gold is, but if you see that cobble, that means things were falling out of the water right there. So the water must have slowed down right here for some reason. There's going to be gold there too. So you should dig in the.
It's really great to learn how to read the land like that. It's awesome.
Exposed tree roots on the shelf. Like as the water carves out its shelf, and where it crests, if you see those exposed tree roots where half the tree's still in the bank and half the tree, you can see the roots and stuff, gold gets caught up in those roots, and if you dig into that and pan that stuff, there's going to be a ton of gold in it.
And everywhere that the flood happened up here, it's the possibility of gold, right?
A really high possibility.
So it's not like the gold stops at past Asheville.
No.
Everywhere that flooded, if you are in the flood area,
Right. Then there's gold there.
then there's gold there.
You just got to find it.
All right.
Free money in the ground.
Awesome. In your ground, so you should get it, right?
That's right. That's
So
right.
let's check in on our progress here.
There is work to getting it.
Yeah, there is.
Almost gotten all the gravel out.
Big rocks, no thickers.
Okay.
We should
Throw
have
'em in there.
classified this stuff a little bit probably.
Do this. That's good to learn this way. And then see how I shake it. I just barely let it go to there, and then I pan it.
Look how dark that sand has gotten.
It's amazing the
So I'll
change in
put
the
it back
color
down to
and
the bottom for you, like that, and
texture,
I'll let you do it.
everything.
Just once you
So
go.
swirl now or no?
No,
We're
man,
just
not
gonna
yet.
do- Okay.
Watch your riffles. Keep those there. There we go. Now, wrist.
Like that.
Shake it into the
The
corner.
wrist. Yes, ma'am.
Like that.
Bring some water back so you can get all that down. There we go. Now shake it. We're still panning.
Like that.
Yep. And then you're getting that gold down.
And then I'm gonna.
So there, now pan.
to get
And
down
then I
deep.
go
Yes,
down,
ma'am. Now
right?
pan gently. A little more speed. Perfect. Keep going.
Are you getting tired yet?
No, it's
Good.
kind of exciting.
Yeah, and it's relaxing.
It is.
Takes your mind off everything
It
else.
sure does.
Yes.
Gives you something different to think about.
That's right. I mean, we all could use that these days, whether you're in the flood zone or not. Am I right?
Tilt her more? Or no?
No, you're good.
Okay.
When you think you need to bring it back, I would bring everything back down to the bottom, shake it with your wrist, sideways, sideways, and then you keep banging it again.
Like this. Your wrist, not your arms.
It's gonna be a run by the end of
Shake
this.
it down.
Yeah, I
there.
thought it was just slap it aside like this. Everything walks. It's like, oh wow.
I mean, it's like putting it
Alright.
so you don't want to fall off.
And so from y'all's professional opinion, you've already seen gold in here, right? So you think there's gold in here?
Oh, there's
So
gold in
people
there,
should
yeah.
know that there
Like
is,
if I was
that they can
sampling-
look at this and not
Yes,
see it.
if I was sampling, I would pan all the way down to about that, and then I could like jerk the material that way and see gold.
Show her.
Okay, so if you want like a quick peek of what's in here, if you're sampling something, do something like that, and then kind of jerk it back.
Oh,
And see how that color starts to show?
See that shiny.
So then you
You
tap
see it
it.
better in the sun.
Yes.
Oh yeah, my flashlight battery's
Yeah, yeah. You see it start to.
I did have batteries in that car, but I gave them all away.
There's a piece, there's a
Oh,
piece. That's a decent little picture piece there, so.
So this is great because I don't want
So-
people's expectations
Yeah,
to be wrong.
no, if I was doing a pan and I picked through it and saw that, I would be like, all right, I'm digging here.
Yeah.
Nice chunky piece, couple other bigger pieces, like that's worth digging there.
But those tiny pieces, when you put them together,
Add up.
add up. So
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
what people need to understand. Don't get the expectations that you're
So,
going to find
see, like, it's
a
all
gold
scattered
mine.
through.
Are very, very high, and yes, it does take a lot of little
And it's work.
pieces, but it is definitely.
If it was easy,
And you can also take that gold and put it
If was
away.
easy,
See how the
everybody
gold
would be
walk up
doing
when I
You
it.
can
tap
put it
it?
away for your kids too.
It's all up in here
It's
now because I'm
hard work,
tapping it
but
out
it
and
was
it's
what
drawn
this
up.
country was built on.
So, now since we're doing here, just
Yeah, he's
teaching and cleaning,
Like a
but
decent pan.
yeah, I would definitely dig wherever that was. Yeah, chunky piece.
Chunky piece?
Yeah.
Good job. Have to get
So
her a
I
gold
was
ball.
I was showing
Hold on
like
to it.
She's got her. Where's your gold bottle at?
Oh, she got her snuffer.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
We'll get you a little gold vial too to keep after you get it separated.
Thanks.
Yeah.
back to you.
Okay. Now I'm afraid.
Oh, fine. It's
be
not going to
scared.
go anywhere.
Can you tell me your name while you're doing that? Where
Marsha
you're from?
Morgan.
Marsha
and I live
Morgan.
in Black Mountain.
Black Mountain.
Yeah, I just needed to get away for a day because I've been driving 150 to 180 miles a day taking supplies and food to people in Swannanoa, Black Mountain.
Well, thank you, bless you for doing it, and thank
Well, I
you
saw
for
this
being
on
here.
Facebook and I thought this is what I need to do today.
Well, I am so glad you came.
Yeah, I'm
You
grateful.
know, gold vial right here on top of your head.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do this again, right?
Yes, ma'am, that works.
Too much or not enough?
You're doing fine. When you get down to this, it's really kind of like just do it until you feel like you don't want to do it anymore, until you think you can do what we call turning it back, where you turn it back and start to roll it over the top of itself, like that. Yeah. Once you get the dirt down low enough to where you feel like you can do that and separate the gold, you're kind of done. But you want to keep taking that top layer off for as long as you can stand it. It's just going to make your job easier.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
but you want to take this back off of the ripples, right?
Yeah. Because that's just
That
sending
way
it
it
down to
pulls
that
it back
corner.
down in.
Yeah, you're sending that gold right down in that corner.
And when you tap
now-
on it or whatever, it'll just send it down into the bottom, so you're
Oh.
not losing it
Ah.
as much.
There you go.
What's the golden rule? Gold is
Gold's heavy.
That's right.
Okay, so now go back into
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he'll probably get it in the next.
Would you take the big rocks out now,
You sure can.
You can, yeah.
Would you?
Get your pan. too.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you don't want to have to go through the whole that staying in there.
Because them heavy rocks leave the gold
yeah,
like the sand will.
Understand.
Yeah.
Understood.
The sand will leave it, but them heavy rocks will try to stay back.
Because they're heavy with it, so, and gold's heavy, so you want to get those out and make your life a little easy.
He's not heavy. He's my brother. Isn't that
That's
right?
right. That's right.
And what about you? How long have you been doing this? Or are you just here hanging out for the day?
Oh, I've been doing it for years. I was doing it at 9 years old.
Oh my goodness.
But I got away from it for a little while and then got back hanging out with this guy, and here I am again.
This guy being. How long have you been doing it, and what is your name?
Jason,
How long have you been doing this?
long time. I got hooked on a field trip at like 8 years old. The whole rest of the school found gold and I didn't. And it irritated me. And,
As it should.
Out west, I lived an hour from East Fork San Gabriel Mountains, and we prospected there. They used to even gold dredge there, and I went up with a gold pan, found a little bit of color. A local helped me out, and I got hooked all over again.
That's awesome.
Non-dairy.
All right. Well, I think we're going to leave her in the privacy of her own fortune here that she has worked so hard for. Thank you for letting us learn from you.
Oh, thank you all.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Look how black that sand is now. That's amazing.
It's all good until you get water in your boots. Clearly needed waders.
Because a little bit too much action, you'll just kind of toss it, jostle everything back around.
Skip by you. Can you tell me, I mean, even if you've said it already, can you tell me what you're doing?
So right now we are panning, taking some pay dirt and trying to recover it with the snuffer bottle.
That is the prescription bottle with the magnet.
Now the snuffer bottle is what you use to recover. It uses suction from inside. You squeeze it, and then to recover, you just let it go, but you have to be underwater. I'll let you suck that up there.
Getting used to that suction bottle takes a few times.
Yeah, some of them are a little bit not as hard to squeeze, but yep, right along that edge there.
I'm Tony. Are you Miss Leah?
There you go, yep.
Now,
Gave us the
tilt it back
perfect
up.
place to
Yep,
just
give her a smack,
you know,
yep.
That's the one thing we were missing. I was like, where can we all meet and, do this? And it just worked out so perfect. I know.
Just here, my ducks in a row. And also showing you the duck that has a little mohawk.
So we've
Okay,
got these
so-
two kits down here.
This is the small, that's the
This
small
is-
kit, and that is how much?
32.
32, okay.
Yeah.
And then this is the larger kit, which is 63, which
Yeah.
is a really good deal for that. That's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, it is. And then for those who want to go old school, let me go this one. Well,
Cool metal.
we have the metal pans, like they used back in 1800s.
That's what I want. I like I like to do it the old school, always.
Yeah, we've got small and large.
I'll leave it in the yard so I got rusty and a little better gold.
Yeah.
Better get some patina.
What is the advantage and disadvantage of this for you guys? For the old one, like why change?
Like a brand new plastic pan, I'll scuff and put sandpaper all
Yeah.
over it.
But
a
these-
metal one, I'll leave out and I'll actually let it rust and then pan with it rusty.
Yeah.
These have different
Oh.
ridges for
Yeah.
the different classifications when you're shaking the pan.
Yeah.
And these only have the one size of ridge all the way around it.
Yeah.
So you want it rusty so it has that friction kind of.
Yeah. And we have this is more just for like kids to play with,
Oh,
to get
nice.
them into it for $4.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really want to kind of get out there is that this is a great thing for kids to do in the
Yeah.
retreats.
And this one is good for kids, but for old people with wrist issues like me, $5.
Oh, that's great.
So, and our most expensive is 11.
Awesome.
So, and then we have, I'll have to move this, but we've got all sizes of screens, and these fit in 5-gallon buckets. So you can just screen them in there, and we have 4 or 5 sizes of screening, depending on how much you want to classify down.
Okay.
And like I said,
So
normally we have
interesting.
more stuff.
And you guys need help delivery of this stuff, you know, just let us know.
But yeah, anything in here you need?
I'm gonna definitely grab a metal pan and
Is this a big recovery table?
No, that's actually top of a,
that's something my wife ended up doing. Most of my spots just out in the middle of nowhere.
well, I go pantry, and mine's more your rocks. But now, I'm trying to get more your hand. This will be closer to corny, I guess.
I love getting the light
I like it.
hitting.